Bum 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 bum. The Peter Light Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm feeling in a good mood again today. I went to see the lunar eclipse last night, and I almost missed it. Actually, I was confused about the day. I thought it was tonight, but it was last night. But I got to see it, so that's good. Good thing it was last night because it looks pretty cloudy today here in the Phoenix area. But got a little bit of a cheer this morning, which is great because this week had a rough start to me. So this week was a rough start because on Monday, I couldn't believe it was Monday. It felt like it should have been deep in the week. And I just got off the week in a bad footing for some reason. I'll have to think about what to do when that happens in the future. Fortunately, the lunar eclipse last night kind of bailed me out a little bit. But something else happened this morning that gave me a little bit of a cheer. You see, one of my biggest frustrations with using Facebook Marketplace to sell my art projects, right? I post a lot of things on there. Is that there's so much spam out there, and I'm not even sure the motive behind it. We all know the guy who says, I'll pay you with $1 million check, send me the difference. There's not that much of that going on in the art community, but there's a lot of spam on people just asking a lot of questions with no intentions of buying anything. And I was very upset at this guy. And he made some arrogant remarks too. And I did did a quick background check on what this guy does, and I found out this Italian restaurant that he works at, and I wanted to cause him a little bit of trouble at work too. His name is Mike, and I called the restaurant at an hour that I thought he wouldn't be working there. Somebody else picked up, and I said, Mike, I have your dope ready. Meet me at the same bush as usual. And before the guy could respond, I quickly put down the phone. And my guess is that either his coworker or his boss picked up. And now they're going to think Mike is involved in drugs or something, or maybe even dealing drugs. And then this morning, I looked on the Facebook again, and I noticed that Mike had posted something about that. He has to deal with something at work. He wasn't very specific about it. But I gave you, oh man, somebody's going to question me at work about the phone call. And I love little pranks like that. One of my favorite pranks is to put a phony ad about somebody. Give me a second. I don't want my coworker to hear all this. One of my favorite pranks is to put a phony ad on either Facebook or Craigslist with somebody's information. So I had a frustration with one of my tutoring clients one time. He was very flaky, canceled all the time. I eventually fired him as my client, and then I decided to put something on a Craigslist to the effect of we're starting a new coin shop, and the 10th caller will win a 10-ounce gold bar or something like that. And for several days, his phone rang off the hook, and I actually wanted to see if my scam had worked. So I used a different phone to call him and say, hey, did I win that gold bar by any chance? He was so frustrated out of his mind. And it turned out he had probably gotten dozens of phone calls already about it. I had another frustration where somebody tried to scam me on Facebook. They weren't successful, but it had wasted so much of my time that I was frustrated about it. So late one night, I had printed this card with a picture of Satan or hell or something like that, and I wrote yours truly on it, and I put a white powder in the envelope, and I put it on his doorstep. So he opens it. I didn't see what happened when he opened it, but he sees hell and he sees this white powder. He's going to think it's like cyanide or polonium-210, right? He's going to panic out of his mind, right? Anyway, so I love little revenges like that. I got to be careful not to do that to my coworkers. I love little pranks and revenges, and none of these people know who did it, which is good and bad because they won't know what led up to that, right? The guy who got that fake polonium, he won't know that it's because he tried to scam somebody on Craigslist, right? Or this morning, Mike doesn't know what caused his work phone to blow up, right? So it's a mixed bag, right? But it makes me feel good every time I do one of these things. I feel a wave of relief, like my wrong has been avenged, right? This is the Peter Light Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum, 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 bum.